All right, green flags in the air, first time tonight. Here we go. Blake Johnson. Blake comes to us from Mount Perry, Ohio, driving that Chevy Silverado. Calls it Lucky Red. Pulling tonight for Johnson Auto Services. All right, first hook of the night right there. Going to end up at 335 and 7. 335 and 7. Okay. All right, here we go. Eric Moore out of Jerusalem, Ohio, and he's old school Chevrolet. Look out right there. He was getting sideways. Sled operator come down on the brakes there to get him stopped before he goes any further. Got the Chevy K30, called it Pumpkin Spice. Kind of the wrong time of the year for Pumpkin Spice, but nonetheless, here he comes looking for that Liberty Services leader code. Here he comes, Corey Van Camp. Pumpkin Spice. Oh my goodness, he don't sound good down there at the starting line. Hey sir, how you doing tonight? Man, I'm just tickled to death to see you. I'm in the air, second attempt, Corey Van Camp out of High Point, Ohio, in the Pumpkin Spice. Not sure what he was doing down there. Second attempt didn't go very well. All right, sneaking up on us. Here comes that Ford, driven by Gary Alloway out of Waterford, Ohio, looking for the Liberty Services leader code. Not going to quite be enough tonight. It's going to end up at 292 and 8. 292 and 8. Second attempt. Here we go for Ron Palmer. Now he's moving. There's that thing right out of the hole. All right, shut that thing down right there at 344 and 9. 344 and 9. All right, John Scott Green, here he comes out of Bellsville, 79 Ford. Going to end up at 345 and 4. 345 out of Woodsfield, looking for that Liberty Services leader cone. Dodge fans, you're going to come up a little short. 329 and 6. 329 and 6. Okay. All right, they got Josh hooked up. Here comes Josh Williams out of Woodsfield, Ohio. 73 knots. Oh man, he was working as hard as he could. I think he was working harder driving that truck than he was for Rodon. Going to come up a little short tonight though. 343. And they got him hooked up. Green flags in the air. Junction City, Ohio native Chevrolet. good one going. 30 a little bit sideways, trying to save it, slowed him down. 354 and 9,500 hot farm tractors. Last call, 92, 9,500 hot farm tractors. All right, here he comes, Harry King out of Southeastern Ohio. That's good enough, Chevrolet. Full-time black roll backward. Tried to stay up out of that hole a little bit. It's going to end up short at 338 and 7. All right, green flags in the air. Here we go. Hunter Simers out of Lowell, Ohio in that Ford. All right, he comes to a stop right there at 97 and 4. 97 and 4. Casey Simers, excuse me, out of Lowell, another Ford truck, 99 F250, calls it Miles Fuel. Come to a stop right there at 293 and 3. 293 and 3. Ringo gets the little red wagon off the track. Here we go. Scott Simers out of Humphrey. Ford F250. Liberty Services leader code sits at 356 and change. There's the red flag right there at 298 and 8. 298 and 8 for Scott. Right, green's in the air. Here comes the boss. Here's my Tyler Stewart on Ozark. He didn't want to stop in the air. He's been sitting down there waiting and watching everybody in the class. Here he comes, Blake Johnson. Lucy Red. And not going to be quite enough to move the cone. 337 and 9. 337. As far as SEOPS pulls, we got this one tonight. Then we're going down to Lark County. Hey, we're back on the track. Here he comes, Christian. All right, he means business. 6,200 meters. This man came out of Ohio in the Worcester Cruiser in that modern auto Napa leader cone. Now sits at 347 and change. Here he comes, Matt Wire out of Mountain Prairie. All right, he's going it up at 351 and 3. What do you want to tell him? He calls it spare parts. I think he needs a couple more. Mount Wire, you currently own it. All right, but here comes Red Swally on Ozark, hiding Ozark Outlaw. Shaking off a little bit of rust from being on vacation. It's the mean one. Must be feeling generous tonight. Going to end up at 335. And if we want to change, that's a tall task for you Ford fans. Let him have it. Bring it down. Here he comes. Diesel Kenny out of Caldwell, Ohio. Oh man, that decision maker sled ate him up right there at 340 and 2, 340 and 2. All right, here he comes. Big Chief, everybody, we're out of Southeastern Ohio. Took in the class. The decision maker sled eats another one up. 341 and 8. 341 and 8. Man, they are all right through Ohio. Napa Modern Auto leader code sits at 351. Mount Wire, you got one more to dodge. Here you go. Oh man, the decision maker sled interrupts. He's going to end up at 335 and 9. 335 and 9. For me, but we'll probably make it down there. Then we're going to turn around and go to Jackson County the following week. I think that's on a Tuesday night. But right now, we got a Carson Holiday hooks up St. Clair, Ohio to Scottsdale. All right, 308 and 9, 308 and 9. Did not end up well, had a lot of wrenches to do on that truck, but here he comes, DJ Taylor. Taylor Welding Fabrication, Second Amendment, Chevrolet out of Clarington, Ohio. Really good strong run right there. That heavy state trucking leader didn't last very long. Moving ahead to 319 and 5. But right now, here he comes, Nick Garner out of Washington, West Virginia. 1986 GMC calls it My Mistress. She never asked me that question. You don't care. All right, here he comes, Dennis Nicholson. Normal West Virginia, the off-road innovation machine. He's right there. He's going to come up. That looks like he's going to put him in about the fourth hole with 330. Virginia, 85 Dodge Caldwell, the Hunter. Nice looking machine right here. That LaHote leader code sits at 338 change, I believe. Pretty well. All right, green's in the air. Here she comes. Varsity cause Southeastern Ohio. Ladies, look out there. She's giving a ride right there. She's going to end up at 325 and 8. Green's in the air. Excuse me, Riley. I'm always in the road. Here she comes. CFW, I forget what it is, the numbers on that paper somewhere. Thank them for raising the flag tonight. Jalen Weingartner for singing the anthem, but right now here comes David Glover out of Southeastern Ohio. Here he comes, Daryl Baker out of Martinsville. They're going to come up short tonight. 322 and 3. 322 and 3. Now, everybody, back in your seats. Hurry up. Grab your burgers and your cold drink. Here comes Andy Willett and about West Virginia. Oh, man, what a ride right there. 333 and 7. Randall wants to the Belton Valley Volunteer Fire Department for being here tonight, and the Caldwell Noble County Emergency Services for having the squad here. All right, here we go. Scott Sloan and the Jeff Hogan EMC. Second of him, the Just Hookin', GMC out of Waverly, Ohio. Truck is just not going to cooperate with him. We're going to give him a distance of 91 and 5. 9. All right, go behind the grandstand to the concession stand to claim your prize. All right, 633-767. Here we go. And Troy Futurinko out of Caldwell, Ohio, in the far Southland International. All right, once again, that was Troy Futurinko, Caldwell, Ohio native, farm nothing, pulling tonight for Muskingum, Lube, and Virginia native, 1976 International 1066. He is ready to rock and roll. Here we go in the Rockin' Red Rebel. Decision maker sled put a hurting on him right there. He's going to end up at 267 and 3. 267. Geez, there we get mad at somebody and just rip the table apart. Your husband aggravate you a little bit? What happened? All right, here he comes, Randy Haining out of Athens, Ohio. Massey Ferguson left him for 55 causes of reminiscence. About that little flame from the stack. He's going to end up at 261 and 9. Auto stop right there at 277 and 1. 277 and 1. Green's on the track for the green tractor. Here we go. Ray Campbell out of Mosville, Ohio. John Deere 8400 causes a digging deer. Baker and Sons leader go to head. He's like a professional photographer. Then he's back here making them really cool videos. Check him out on Facebook. Kyle, the photographer, man. He's really cool. Got down there. He's got the angle and everything. All right, here he comes. Nick Teeman out of Marietta, Ohio. For Nick Damon, 303 and 4. 303 and 4. John Deere out of Woodsfield. Haven't seen it in a while. I think that's what it's called. People are just looking at me, but nobody will tell me for sure. Here he comes. I know he's been reaching on. I talked to him last night. He said, I've done a lot of new stuff. Need some seat time on it, get some work on the gauges. Here he comes. George James out of Woodsfield. Looking hook right there, Jordan Jones, 326 and 4, 326 and 4. Be a flagger, he'd be a good flagger. All right, here we go. Frank Miscarriage, first hook in the 2.6 diesel class out of Hopedale, Ohio. 97 Dodge. Good looking hook right there. Frank's going to end up at 328 and 5. 328 and 5. 9 of them. Drive the other truck one time. That was like the coolest thing in the world. But here we go tonight. Back decision number 2. Dustin Stephen from right here in Caldwell. Leader cone sat at 328 to 5. He run over the leader cone. He goes 3. All right now, read on the track. Ethan Richardson, Bidwell, Ohio native. Truck called the Outcast. Right there, 325 and 4, 325 and 4. Go, you semi-drivers, get them around to the staging area. Semi-drivers, get them around to the staging area. Here we go, Dan Clocktown roundabout, Iceville, Ohio. Sandals digging deep. He's going to stop at 323 and 6. 323 and 6 for Dan. Greetings in the air. Here we go. Comes to us from Gallipolis, Ohio. Chevy K30. Going to come up just shy, 327 and 9, 327 and 9. Randy's got even another sandwich. I turned you, had to get that 9 o'clock snack, didn't you? It's not a hot dog either. All right, here he comes, Zach Weber out of Lanesville, Ohio. Sitting at 329 even. All right, chain comes tight. Josh Zimmer out of Whipple, Ohio. Yoder Building Cone leader. Yoder Building Company leader cone sits at 329 and 2. Here we go, Josh Zimmer. Let's see what you got. He had a head of steam going too, but he's going to come up short. 321, 321 feet. Yoder Building Company leader cone sits at 329.2. second of the class, J.D. Groves out of New Plymouth, Ohio, on the road to redemption. Leader code now sits at 3:32 and change. It's a tall task ahead of him, but he says, I got this. Road to redemption. Here we go. Takes the Yoder Building Company leader code ahead, 3:36 and 3:36 and 3. And second hot dog. Hey, hold him up there, Randy. He's going to cross the track. That's not what he wanted to do. He's going to end up at 266 and 9. 266 and 9. What do you know? All right, here he comes, the Duke Shaman out of Talmadge, Ohio. 95 Peterbilt, 379 comes with the J-Rod. The flashing lights all over. Here we go. First semi here in the Noble County Summer Bowl. Flags him down. He's out there at 3:55 and 4. Last he comes to a stop. 3:37 and 7. 3:30 right now there. Nick Brodsky, he's got green. Here he comes from Medina, Ohio in the Mack Superliner. Alright, he parks that Mack right dead center of the grandstand at 274 and 7. 270. Got a little rough right there at the end. He says, oh, that's far enough. Stop right there at 3:34 and 7. 3:34 and 7. All right, you be careful. You be good. I'll see you in fair time. All right. Josh Yoes out of Cambridge Springs, Pennsylvania. Here we go. You can do it. Tonight. You want to come up short tonight? Right. Green flag flies. Here we go. Garth Matusik out of St. Clairsville. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Comes to an abrupt stop right there. 3:40 and 8. 3:40 and 8. All right, Kyle gets down into position. He's going to do some photography work. Here we go. Here comes Hot Dog Dale Malinzik of Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Here we go. First trip to the class. Okay. Oh, that was her in the truck the other day. I seen that video. I watched them all. It was pretty cool. Here he comes, first shot. The Perrysburg, Ohio, to Mr. Monkey. Flags him down right there. 326 feet. For Mark Scott. Putting on a show for the fans. Always a good time whenever they show up. Here, just standing out of Talmadge, Ohio. 379 Peterbilt called Deep God. He's going to come up short tonight. He's going to end up at 257 and 9. Alright, we got one hook to go tonight. I'm ready. Last hook of the night right here at the Noble County Summer Pool. Beth Ann Scott. Perrysburg, Ohio native celebrating wedding anniversary number 39 right here. Bring her down the track. Here she comes, Miss Monkey. Hang on just a second. Give her one more shot at it. She's going to build the boost back in there. Oh man, we're not going to be able to make the call tonight. Truck just won't light for her. Here she comes, pat it off as she comes down the track. Winning anniversary number 39, Monkey. Alright, once again folks, thank you all for coming out and supporting the Noble County Fair here tonight at the Noble County Summer Pool. Thank you all for coming and have a very safe trip home. Don't forget, Noble County Fair